Testing, testing. Guys with me. Okay. For our book. All right, now I'll try my best to project for the people on the YouTube side. Try to arc my mic a little bit closer to my mouth so that frame. There we go. All right, let me see. And it is Acer sale. Kind of quick aside, they were having them for dollars. I do with my. I've just been just contemplating what to. I of course want the best possible show, but I've always been very frugal, very budget conscious. I work with what you got kind of guy. I have an iPhone 15, getting in a mic, Victus laptop. I can't say I would fully recommend just because of the faulty. I don't know. I'll just keep thinking about my setup. Arm might get a Razer IO webcam camera. Replace the one that's faulty. Sometimes it works. It looks like it's working just fine. So as long as it works just fine, I mean, I think I'll just hold on to what I got. Okay, but anyway, let's dive in. Purpose of today's stream is, of course, another chapter in Best Principles. I have said as much that I will try to cover a chapter per day. Today we had just a couple page chapter, which I am super busy. Try to get as much cycle the next. Okay, here we go. Principle 10. Find ourselves on principle. Release the brakes. Everything you want is just outside your comfort zone. Robert Allen, co-author of The 1 Minute Million. Have you ever been driving your car and suddenly realized you've left the emergency brake on? Did you push down harder on the gas to overcome the drag of the brake? Well, of course not. Simply release the brake. No extra effort, you started to go faster. Most people drive through life with their psychological emergency brake on. Hold on to negative images about themselves or suffer the mental and emotional effects of powerful experiences they haven't yet resolved and released. Stay in a comfort zone entirely of their own making. They maintain inaccurate beliefs about reality or harbor guilt and self-doubt. Try to achieve their goals, these negative images and pre-programmed comfort zones always cancel out their good intentions, no matter how hard they try. Successful people, on the other hand, have discovered that instead of using increased willpower as the engine to power their success, it's simply easier to release the brakes by letting go of and replacing their limiting beliefs, by changing their self image, and by releasing negative emotions like fear, resentment, anger, guilt, and shame. Get out of your comfort zone. Think of your comfort zone as a prison you live in, largely self created prison. It consists of the collection of can'ts, musts, must nots, and other unfounded beliefs formed from all the negative thoughts and decisions accumulated and reinforced during your lifetime. Perhaps you've been trained to limit yourself. Don't be as dumb as an elephant. A baby elephant is trained at birth to be confined to a very small space. Its trainer will tie its leg with a rope to a wooden post planted deep in the ground. It confines the baby elephant to an area defined by the length of the rope, elephant's comfort zone. Though the baby elephant will initially try to break the rope is too strong, so the baby elephant learns that it can't break the rope. It learns that it has to stay in the area defined by the length. When the elephant grows up into a 5-ton colossus that could easily break the same, it doesn't even try because it can't break the rope. The way the largest elephant can be confined by the puniest little. Perhaps this also describes you, still trapped in a comfort zone by something as puny and weak as a small rope that controls the elephant. Except your rope is made up of the limiting beliefs and images you received and took on when you were young. If this describes you, good news is that you can change your comfort zone. How? There are 4 different ways. 1. Use affirmations and positive self talk to affirm already having what you want, doing what you want, and being the way you want. 2. You can create powerful and compelling new internal images of having, doing, and being what you want. 3. Use the revolutionary technique called tapping therapy. 4. You can simply change your behavior. All 4 of these approaches will shift you out of your old comfort. Stop recreating the same experience over and over. An important concept that successful people understand is that you are never stuck. Just keep recreating the same experience over and over by thinking the same thoughts, maintaining the same beliefs, speaking the same words, and doing the same things. Too often we create an endless loop of reinforcing behavior, which keeps us trapped in a constant downward spiral. Our limiting thoughts create images in our mind. Those images govern our behavior. In turn, reinforces that limiting thought. Imagine thinking that you're going to forget your talking points when you have to give a presentation. Thought stimulates a picture of you forgetting it. The image creates an experience of fear. The fear clouds your clear thinking, which makes you forget one of your key points. Versus your self-talk that you speak in front of groups. You want to forget what I was supposed to say. I can't speak in front of groups. See, I knew I couldn't speak up in front of a group. My self-talk, what I say to myself about my performance. I can't speak in groups, forms and reinforces my self-image. My subconscious picture of myself determines how I behave or perform, or my performance. Self-talk and diagram here in the book. Show you on TikTok. I will show you. As long as you keep complaining about your present circumstances, your mind will focus on it. By continually talking about, thinking about, and writing about the way things are, you're continually reinforcing those very same neural pathways in your brain that got you to where you are today. You're continually sending out the same vibrations that will keep attracting the same people and circumstances that you've already created. To change this cycle, you must focus instead on thinking, talking, and writing about the reality you want to create. You must flood your unconscious with thoughts and of this new reality. Significant problems we face cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. Albert Einstein, winner, Nobel Prize. What's your financial temperature? Comfort zone works the same way the thermostat in your home works. The temperature in the room approaches the edge of the thermal range you've set. Thermostat sends an electrical signal to the furnace or the air conditioner on or off. As the temperature in the room begins to change, the electrical signals continue to respond to the changes and keep the temperature within the desired range. See? You have an internal psychological thermostat that regulates your level of performance in the world. Instead of electrical signals, your internal performance regulator uses comfort signals to keep you within your comfort zone. As your behavior or performance begins to approach the edge of that zone, you begin to feel uncomfortable. What you're experiencing is outside the self-image you unconsciously hold. Your body will send signals of mental tension and physical discomfort to your system. The discomfort, you unconsciously pull yourself back into your comfort zone. Stepfather, who was a regional sales manager for NCR, noticed that each of his salespeople had self-image of themselves as a salesperson. They were a $2,000 a month salesperson or a $3,000 a month salesperson. Salesperson's self-image was that he earned $3,000 a month. That he earned $3,000 a month in commissions, and whenever he earned that much in first week of the month, he slack off for the rest of the month. On the other hand, if it were near the end of the month and he had dollars in commission, you put in 16-hour days, work weekends, create new sales proposals, and do everything possible to get to $3,000 a month. No matter what the circumstance, a person with a $36,000 self-image would always produce a $36,000 income. Anything else would make them uncomfortable. I remember one year my stepfather was out selling cash registers on New Year's. He was out well past midnight with the intention of selling 2 more cash registers so that he would qualify for the annual trip to Hawaii awarded to all salesmen who hit their yearly quota. During the trip for several years running, his self-image would not allow him to lose out that year. He sold those machines and made the trip outside his comfort zone to do anything less. Same scenario in relation to your savings account. Some people are comfortable as long as they have $2,000 in their savings account. Others are uncomfortable if they've any less than 8 months' income salted away. Still others are comfortable with no savings and credit card debt of $25,000. A person needing 8 months' income and savings to feel comfortable is hit with expected medical expense of $60,000. He will curtail his spending, work overtime, have a garage sale, whatever it takes, get his savings back to the previous level. Likewise, if he suddenly inherits money, likely to spend enough of it to stay, and that's no doubt you've heard that most lottery winners lose, spend, squander, or give away all their newfound money within a few years of winning it. In fact, 80% of lottery winners in the United States file for bankruptcy within 5 years. The reason is because they failed to develop a millionaire mindset. As a result, they subconsciously recreate the reality that matches their previous mindset. They feel uncomfortable with so much money, so they find some way to get back to their old familiar comfort zone. We have a similar comfort zone for the kinds of restaurants we eat, the hotels we stay in, the kind of car we drive, the houses we live in, clothes we wear, the vacations we take, and the type of people we associate with. If you ever walked down Fifth Avenue in New York or Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, probably experienced walking into a store and immediately feeling as if you didn't belong there. The store was just too upscale for you. You felt out of place. Your comfort zone in operation. Change your behavior. First moved to Los Angeles, my new boss took me shopping for clothes at a very upscale men's shop in Westwood. The most I had previously ever paid for a dress shirt was $35 at Nordstrom. The cheapest shirt in the store was $95. I was stunned and broke out in a cold sweat. While my boss purchased many things that day, I bought one Italian designer shirt for $95. So far out of my comfort zone, I could hardly breathe. The next week, I wore the shirt and was amazed by how much better it fit, how much better it felt, how much better I looked wearing it. After a couple more weeks of wearing it once a week, I really fell in love. Within a month, I bought another one. In a year, shirts like that were all I wore. Slowly, my comfort zone had changed because I'd gotten used to something better, even though today I often pay $300 for custom made shirts. I was on the faculty of the Million Dollar Forum and Income Builders International, 2 organizations dedicated to teaching people how to become millionaires. All the trainings were held at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Laguna Beach, California, Hilton Hotel on the Big Island of Hawaii, and other high-end luxury resort hotels. The reason was to get the participants treated in a first-class way. Part of stretching their comfort zones, changing the image of who they thought they were. Every training concluded with a black tie dinner dance. For many of the participants, it was the first time they'd ever attended a black tie affair. Another comfort zone stretch. Change your self-talk with affirmations. I've always believed in magic. Wasn't doing anything in this town. Go up every night, sit on Mulholland Drive, look out at the city, stretch out my arms and say, everybody wants to work with me. I'm a really good actor. I have all kinds of great movie offers. I just repeat these things over and over, literally convincing myself that I had a couple of movies lined up. I drive down that hill ready to take the world on, going, movie offers are out there for me. I just don't hear them yet. Like total affirmations, antidotes to the stuff that stems from the background. Harry, actor. One way to stretch your comfort zone is to bombard your subconscious mind with new thoughts and images. A big bank account, a trim, healthy body, exciting work, interesting friends, memorable vacations of all your goals as already complete. The technique you use to do this is called affirmations. Affirmation is a statement that describes a goal in its already complete state, such as, I'm enjoying watching the sunset from the lanai of my beautiful beachfront condo on the Kanapali coast of Maui, or I am celebrating feeling light and alive at my perfect body weight of 135. The 9 guidelines for creating effective affirmations. The effect of your affirmation should be constructed using the following 9 guidelines. 1. Start with the words I am. Words I am are the 2 most powerful words in the language. The subconscious takes any sentence that starts with the words I am and interprets it as a command, directive to make it happen. Use the present tense. Describe what you want as though you already have it, so it's already accomplished. Wrong. I am going to get a new red Porsche 911. Right. I am enjoying driving my new red Porsche 911. State it in the positive. Affirm what you want, not what you don't want. Say your affirmations in the positive. The unconscious does not hear the words no or not. It means that the statement don't slam the door is heard as slam the door. The unconscious thinks in pictures, and the words don't slam the door evoke a picture of slamming the door. The phrase I'm no longer afraid of flying evokes an image of being afraid of flying, while the phrase I'm enjoying the thrill of flying evokes an image of enjoyment. Wrong. I am no longer afraid of flying. Right. I am enjoying the thrill of flying. Keep it brief. Give your affirmation as an advertising jingle. Act as if each word costs $1,000. It needs to be short enough and memorable enough to be easily remembered. Make it specific. Vague affirmations produce vague results. Wrong. I'm driving my new red sports car. Right. I am driving my new red Porsche 911. Include an action word ending with ing. Active verb adds power to the effect by evoking an image of doing it right now. Wrong. I express myself openly and honestly. Right. I'm confidently expressing myself openly and honestly. Include at least one dynamic emotion or feeling word. Include the emotional state you'd be feeling if you had already achieved the goal. Commonly used words are enjoying, joyfully, happily, celebrating, proudly, calmly, peacefully, delighted, enthusiastic, lovingly, secure, serenely, and triumphant. Wrong. I am maintaining my perfect body weight of 178 pounds. Right. Feeling agile and great at 178. Note that the last one has the ring of an advertising jingle. Subconscious loves rhythm rhymes. Make affirmations for yourself, not others. You are constructing your affirmations, make them describe your behavior, not the behavior of others. Wrong. I'm watching Johnny clean up his room. Right. I'm effectively communicating my needs and desires to Johnny. Add or something better. Affirming getting a specific situation, job, opportunity, vacation, material object, house, car, boat, relationship, husband, wife, child. Always add the words or something, someone better. Sometimes our criteria for what we want from our ego or from our limited experience. Sometimes there is someone or something better that is available for us. Let your affirmations include this phrase when it is appropriate. Example, I'm enjoying living in my beautiful beachfront villa on the Kanapali coast of Maui or somewhere better. How to use affirmations in visualization. Review your affirmations 1 to 3 times a day. Best times are first thing in the morning, in the middle of the day to refocus yourself, and around bedtime. Appropriate, read each affirmation. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as the affirmation describes. See it as if you were looking out the scene from inside of yourself. In other words, don't see yourself standing out there in the scene. See the scene looking out through your eyes as if you're actually living in it. Or any sounds you might hear when you successfully achieve what your affirmation describes. Sound of the surf, the roar of the crowd, the playing of the national anthem. Include other important people in your life congratulating you and telling you how pleased they are with your success. Feel the feelings that you will feel when you achieve that success. The stronger the feelings, the more powerful the process. If you have difficulty creating the feelings, you can affirm, I am enjoying easily creating powerful feelings in my effective work with affirmations. Say your affirmation again and then repeat this process with the next affirmation. Other ways to use affirmations. Post 3x5 index cards with your affirmations around your home. Hang pictures of things you want around your house or your room. You can put a picture of yourself in the picture. Repeat your affirmations during wasted time, such as waiting in line, exercising, and driving. And repeat them silently or out loud. Record your affirmations and listen to them while you work. Exercise, drive, or fall asleep. Have one of your parents make a recording of encouraging things you would like to have heard from them when you were growing up, or words of encouragement and permission you'd currently like to hear. Repeat your affirmations in the first person, I am. Second person, you are. And third person, he or she is, or your name is. Your affirmations on your screensaver on your computer, tablet, or smartphone, so you see them every time you use your computer. Affirmations work. I first learned about the power of affirmations in my 20s when W. Clement Stone challenged me to set a goal that was so far beyond my current circumstances, it would literally astound me if I achieved it. Well, I thought Stone's challenge had merit. I didn't really apply it to my life in a serious way until several years later when I decided to make the jump from earning $25,000 a year to making $100,000 a year or more. First thing I did was craft an affirmation after one I'd seen by Florence Scovel Shinn. My affirmation was, God is my infinite supply, and large sums of money come to me quickly and easily under the grace of God for the highest good of all concerned. Happily and easily earning, saving, and investing $100,000 a year. Next, I created a huge replica of a $100,000 bill, which I affixed to the ceiling above my bed. Awakening, I would see the bill, close my eyes, repeat my affirmation, and visualize what I would be enjoying if I were living a $100,000 a year lifestyle. I envisioned the house I would live in, furnishings and the artwork I would own, the car I would drive, and the vacations I would take. I also created the feelings I would experience once I already had attained the lifestyle. When I woke one morning with my first $100,000 idea, it occurred to me that if I could sell 400,000 copies of my book, 100 Ways to Enhance Self-Concept in the Classroom, which I received a 5% copy royalty, I would earn a $100,000 income. Added to my morning visualizations, the image of the book flying off bookstore shelves and my publisher writing me $100,000. Not long after, a freelance journalist approached me and wrote an article about my work with Fire. As a result, thousands of additional copies of my book. Almost daily, more and more money-making ideas flowed into my mind. For instance, I took out small ads and sold the book on my own, making $3 per copy instead of just 25 cents. Started a mail order catalog of mine and other books on self-esteem and made even more money from buyers. The University of Massachusetts saw my catalog and invited me to sell books at the weekend conference. The weekend conference helping me generate more than $2,000 in 2 days, introducing me to another strategy of making $100,000 per year. At the same time, I was visualizing greater book sales. I also got the idea to generate more income from my workshops and seminars. I asked a friend who did similar work how I could charge higher fees. He revealed he was already charging more than double what I was being paid. With his encouragement, I tripled my speaking fee and discovered the school hiring me to speak at budgets even higher than that. My affirmation was paying off big time. If I hadn't set the goal of us, but if I hadn't set the goal, $100,000 and had been diligent about affirming and visualizing it, I never would have raised my speaking fees, started a mail order bookstore, attended a major conference, or been interviewed for a major publication. As a result, my income that year skyrocketed from $25,000 a year to over $92,000. Of course, I missed my $100,000 goal by $8,000, but I can assure you I wasn't depressed about it. On the contrary, I was ecstatic. It almost quadrupled my income in less than a year. The power of visualization and affirmations, coupled with the willingness to act when I had an inspired idea. After our $92,000 year, My wife asked me, if affirmations worked for $100,000, do you think they would also work for $1 million? Using a new affirmation, I am happily depositing my $1 million royalty check from my best-selling book. Along with visualization, I achieved that goal too, and I've continued to make $1 million or more every year. Don't wait 30 years to use this strategy. Joe Newberry heard me tell this story at a business networking breakfast in the He didn't get around to putting his own $100,000 bill on the ceiling until 30 years later. Soon he was looking for ways to boost his income. Saw me retell that story in the movie The Secret. He rushed home to put his own $100,000 bill above his bed, where he would see it each morning when he woke up. By September, people were calling to hire him as a consultant. Soon after, he was representing two recording labels and a negotiating deal for major artists. In January, he flew to New York to pitch to Barnes and Noble as one of dozens of other sales representatives pitching today, asking them to place an order for the recorded works he represented. After chatting pleasantly with the Barnes & Noble buyer about her kids and family, Joe watched in amazement as she pulled out the necessary paperwork and wrote him an order on the spot. It wasn't the modest order Joe had expected, however. As he headed for the elevator and looked at the paperwork in his hand, he quickly calculated his commissions on the far more substantial order she had written. To the penny, he had just earned $100,000. Okay, that was 10. Release the brakes. 10 was release the brakes. 11, see what you want, get what you folks. That will do it for today. Support the show, like, comment, share, subscribe, donation for the show. Yes. Watching, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube. Night, have a good night. Show, and thank you for watching.